to your tool bag. When you first start out, you don't get fantastic tools straight away. One I was given as an apprentice, one I was given by another electrician, the other one I started treating myself, and then I get my own stuff. And it escalates over time. So we're going to go through where I started to where I am now. So let's have a look. So the first one was given to me when they said, Ben, do you want to be an apprentice electrician? Yeah, I'll be an apprentice electrician. So apprentices get given an allowance for a set of tools. So they gave me an allowance and I went down to the local tool station and got myself some tools. And this is what I got. Look at this. Pretty dated, I will give myself that. And it was all right sort of thing. It did the job. I had some tools. I didn't have tools to start with. It's a metal box. It's basically a mechanic's toolbox by the looks of it. And it comes out of all these drawers. Thing is, I've still got it from 20 years ago. It's got my old address on there. I put my address on there because when we were on site, it was a bonus because I could leave it over lunch and put a padlock on the toolbox to keep it shut. But look, I just keep it now to keep all my spares in. There's some decent hole saws in here, to be honest. And some of the kit, like these Union side cutters, like anyone, they keep a load of tools in their house because you don't use your good tools for your DIY at home. And I don't know why, but I've still got, I think that was my first file thing, first file handle. And also what I keep in here is some stocks and dies. They're a bit, I don't use them too often from when I did metal conduit, but I've still got it. Look at all the stuff we kept in here. We've got some tools in here that I swear that I never used. Like some of these, I remember I got these. These are the grips. I don't know why I got these. They're not bad, but obviously they're not insulated at all. And they're just pants. They're off the arc. Look at the state of them. They're right old. But over time, you get given tool sets as well. So I've got plenty of little bits for the drill to go in. But I keep them all in here because if you're an electrician or a tradesman or even a bloke, you do keep all your tools just in case one day you'll use them. So this toolkit was handy when I first started out. And look at this. I've got a bit of, I don't know why, but I suppose you keep a bit as well. A bit of unistrut in there. Keep all sets in there. And the thing is with this tool set, it was good to start with. I had the cushion at the bottom, so when things got wet, it soaked them up and absorbed all the moisture. But things got rusty. It's a metal box. It stood the test of time. I'll give it that. But it's a metal box. It's banged around and it's done okay. There's even a toothbrush in here for when I lodged out. But I've got a bit of tape in here as well. I lost that. Got a bit of earth tape in here and a bit of white tape, bit of black tape, just the bits you do around the house. And some pegs to put pictures up in the house. So this was my first toolkit. And it does come in handy around the house. But then, I think people felt sorry for me. So one of the electricians on site said, Ben, get rid of that metal box. Have this one. And this one was a Stanley Box, which I can see why he gave it to me because it didn't have a bleeding handle on it. I remember when he first gave me it, the handle was broke, but it was plastic and it's a little bit better than the other one. But you want to be able to see in it. And it's just got a tray that you can take out, you can take around when you do your bits and bobs like second fixing and stuff. But again, I keep the tools in here that I don't use often, like a rubber mallet. There we go, there's a rubber mallet. There's some ratchet spanners in here, but again, they're not insulated. This is when I didn't really get insulated kit because it was a lot cheaper. So I've got plenty of lugs. I used to do a lot of DC, so I needed plenty of packs of lugs, which I haven't used in a long time. The MK grid switches, I haven't used them in a long time as well. And some connector blocks. Look at that. The thing is, you get some fancy tools that people give you as well. Look at this one. It's like a grip on a nut. So you collect these tools because 9 times out of 10 they come in handy once every 10 years. So you keep them just in case. Look, got a bit of fuel line in there as well for the motorbikes. So I use all these tools back at home basically. I've even got some 400 volt stickers. There we go. Everyone likes a sticker. So yeah, that's another box that I was given. But then I sort of upgraded. When I started earning a bit more money, I thought, right, I'm going to treat myself. So you go out and you get yourself a decent tool bag. And if you notice, the more tool bags you get, each tool bag I got, it had more pockets. It was a bonus. I liked this tool bag. I had this for years. It's a Facon one. The only reason I got a Facon one is to give you a lifetime warranty. And that was fantastic. With the screwdrivers that I had, I keep just my cable ties in here now. And yep, there's a little bit of a trowel for tidying up. And all these Facom screwdrivers as well, they come with a lifetime warranty. So I knew a local tool dealers that when I went there, they got a little chip in the end. As long as I didn't use it as a hammer, they just give you a brand new one. So that was fantastic. But over time again as well, these ones I remember, they're not wearer, but they look like wearer. They were from Emerson for DC power. But then the thing is with Facom as well now, they've stopped doing the lifetime warranty. You've got to send them away now, and you can't be without screwdrivers. Like this one's got a little chip in it. I just leave it in here. I don't know why. I should send them away. I might go back now. I've just found them again. But all these screwdrivers, and again, some of them, like this one, yeah, I've used this as a bit of a chisel. It's bent and knackered. It's a Facom one. It probably cost me 15, 16 quid, but I haven't sent it off. And this is where I keep all my tools that I possibly don't use all the time, like my lump hammer. I've got a spare tape measure. And this is where I started getting insulated kits. You get insulated croppers. These ones are insulated spot on, but they do get wrecked over time. So these ones got wrecked, but I still keep them because they're good for, I don't know, saving your ass sometimes. And I've got myself a big screwdriver that I don't often use. These, I got these basically just for chopping the 3.5 screws because you get a nice neat cut. So some of these things you get over the time that you don't use often. And I'll show you this, but don't tell anyone. There is a pipe cutter in here. I use that because a plumber gave me it for when I did showers. So that was spot on. And that's when I used to use this instead of a chaser. I used to knock them out with that, and sometimes it still does come in handy. Oh, yeah, my little set square. That's a bit rusted as well now, but they shouldn't rust. But the thing is, what I did start using as well when I was working on DC was a lot of insulated spanners. So I've got a shed load of these as well. King Dick. They were cool. They were good. They were a good brand at the time, and they're good spanners. 1,000-volt insulated. So I've got a selection of these that I ripped my name on most of them. Some of them are rubbed off now. But I've got another Q-Tech socket tester in here as well. Just, I suppose, spares. You do. I maybe lost one once, so I went and bought another one. Now I've got two. And then again as well, I've even got a bit of snap-on kit. You get so much shit. But things, I remember someone gave me this and the ratchet was broke. I took it back to the snap-on van, and they've got a lifetime warranty as well. And they replaced it for free. So that was spot on. That's not a bad little screwdriver. But again, it's not insulated, so I don't use it very often. This is where, yep, I've got my Ring doorbell spanner in here, which has come with one of the Ring doorbells. The bloke let me keep it. But the thing is with this, again, everything falls to the bottom. So when I do go to someone's house, I have to empty it out. But it has got all these, have a look, bits in the edge, you can see, to where you can put all your spanners, your crimpers, and just all the old things that you don't use too often. They even got a bit of a paintbrush, all sorts in there. I'll tell you, there's some copper as well in there. And a bit of an angle for when I do showers maybe as well. There's all bits and bobs. Hey, there's a pair of pliers in there as well. Yeah, they ain't been used for a little while, as you can tell. You just got a shed load of tools left over. And you do. I used to fill this bag up with no ender kit, and it used to hurt. The thing is with this bag as well, I think I changed it twice because, again, like I say, Facon come with a lifetime warranty, and this handle snapped a couple of times. Took it back, they exchanged it for completely free. But I've got a lot. What I like about this, it had the bit in there to put your hacksaw, and had little pockets as well. Like, we like pockets. Like, I've got all sorts in here. Little lugs. Thing is, I needed one of them the other day, but now I've got a different tray which you put them in because you don't use them all the time. You've got just little bits and bobs. And the more pockets you got, the more you fill it up. Got my battery spares in there. So this is one bag that I do keep in the van still. But there is another upgrade what I have gone for, and I'm glad I did. What I use now is this, and this is so much easier, especially when you're second fixing. It's like a rucksack. You can get it on your back, you can turn it to people's houses, knock on the door with it on your back. It's spot on, and it's all organised a little bit more. You've got, what have we got in here? We've got my ferrules. I've got my ferrule crimper. So I like doing that nice and neat. This tongue, the super rod tongue, fantastic bit of kit. If you ain't got one, treat yourself over Christmas, because that is a spot on bit of kit. It's handy. Put it back in there, because this is the bag that I use every day. Put all this back in here, and you can keep it. It's all got its own neat little pocket. And in this one, I've got, basically, this is my RJ45 cable crimping kit. I keep it in there because I don't do it too often, but it's nice to have. They weren't cheap either. But, and then to test it out, I've got my little tester for the RJ45s. I've even got a little gas meter key in there as well. I've got a gas one because it's the same as the electric, maybe. Need a blue one in there. And my little RJ45 crimpers. That's spot on. So I keep that all in there. I don't use, I need to shut it down. Don't use these every day. So it's just nice, you can keep it out the way. Oh, and it does slam it in there. I tell you, you shouldn't really get it in there because sometimes it breaks a zip, but gets it in there nice and neat. And what I like about this bag as well, when you turn up to someone's house or on site, you can just find the zip, unzip it. Hang on, let me show you this as well. We've got a tape measure as well on the side of it. That's all in a handy little place. I like things having their own little place. And if you look on the edge as well, what we've got is a shed load of tape. All different colours. The only thing about this is you have to undo it and take them all off to use one bit. And we've got all the different, like the common screw ends, like when you put on your drill, what you use. I've got a 10mm nut, I've got a little hole saw, cone cutter thing. All the carabiners sat in there. A little bit of sleeving hanging out of there. This little bit to do flex. But then, what I normally do, undo the zip all the way down. Because then this will just open straight up. And you've got everything in there in its own little pocket. You've got all your hammer, your screw. The knife is in the wrong place, it's fell down. But you've got everything in there where it should be. Look at this, I've got, when I do boards, you've got to have your torque screwdriver to torque it all up. So that's spot on as well. That fits in there in its own little case. You've got your cutters. This is my everyday cutters, what I use, these Nipex ones. You've got some grips, you've got 1,000 screwdrivers. I think I should take some of these screwdrivers out, because now I've been using this bag for a little while. I don't use half of these screwdrivers. Like, how many Phillips heads have I got? These cutters as well, I don't know why, I just can't get rid of these. These are one of my first cutters. I haven't used them for ages, a little bit of rust on them, but they're spot on for terminating. I don't know what, I just like them. I'm used to them. So I keep them in there as well. My little wearer spanner, because I only use 10mm ones on them boards when you change your board. And you've got all your little pens and pencils in here for marking as well. Different colours, different sizes. A pen for obviously filling stuff out, maybe. A little chisel, because sometimes you do need to chisel a bit off, maybe in a box when some idiot plaster has done that. And obviously I've got another martingale sat in here, my little Q-Tech one. My hammer's in here, and again, there's a key in here as well. There's a key for special boxes. But I'll put that in a nice place again as well. I'll only forget because they fall down into the box. And all different sorts of screwdrivers once again. Sometimes I do have to look around, because when you're in a rush and you're leaving sites and I've got to clear up, I've got to go out, you do shove them in there. So every now and again I do take them to bits and tidy them up. But the thing is, what I like, everything's in here where it should be, so you can find it. It makes your life easier. You've got your volts, your volt tester, your level, a few of these little screws that you pop in there as well, the longer screws, because no doubt when you go to a kitchen, someone's tiled it, the screws don't reach. unless you've got the fancy sockets. Then you need to put them extenders in, which are in another box in the van. Of course, they're all in there. My little level to keep things level with a light on it. I like this little level, spot on little Klein level. And you've just got all sorts in here. Some of the stuff I might need to empty out to make room for some more, basically. It's Christmas soon, isn't it? We're going to treat ourselves, let's be honest. And then I've got this, my little volt stick, upgraded from the Fluke. This one, you do, don't you? Your boys and toys. This one tells you the temperature as well. So it'll tell you whether it's live or dead. Then you've got another little button on there. It gives a little dot and it says it's 12 degrees over there. Oh no, 54 Fahrenheit. I've pressed the button too long and it's changed it to Fahrenheit. Now I don't know how to get it back to degrees. But it tells you the temperature. I don't know why I've got that, but it's a good volt stick. So I keep that in there as well, my little volt stick, just to tell you when things are live and dead. And what else have I got in here? Just everything I think is in here now that helps me go into a job to start with. Think, right, I can get going, get the screwdrivers out so I can get into the board or right size screwdrivers for the job. And I try to keep them all colour coordinated as well. Don't know why, but I do. And just to keep everything in its own little box and own little pockets. And then when you're done and dusted, long as when you're using the tools, you can put it back in its own little slots because it's got 1,000 slots all over it. Look, I love pockets because it separates it all up. So you can just shut it back up. Put your knife back in, obviously. I left that out. Put your knife back in. Shut it up. And then zipper up. A little bit of earth sleeving tied to the top as well, because you always need a bit of earth sleeving if you haven't got it tied to your trousers. There you go. Jump onto the van to the next job. So when you first start off as an apprentice, hang about. And if you're going far, say you're working on a train, not on a train, but you're working down London, you can get this. There we go. That'll get you around London nice and safely. And you can just carry it easier. I think it's a lot easier with a rucksack bag. I'm just stuck on the chair now. But this is what I'm trying to say. Over time, you get better tools and you get better kit. So when you first start out, yeah, you might have a bag of bolts, electrical box. I can't imagine carrying that down on the tube to go and do a quick call out in London. It ain't going to happen. And even that box, that one ain't got a handle on it. And that other box, it was great. You had a strap that slung over your shoulder, but it's nothing like this. So you upgrade over time. I'm not sure what's going to be next or what I'll upgrade to next, but I'm excited to upgrade. So treat yourself every now and again to a few tools because it makes your life a lot easier. Until next time, I'll see you again. If you're thinking any of the tools you've seen today in this video, and you think, where did you get that from? What's that? Check out the link in the description. That will take you to an Amazon shop where you'll see all the tools, or most of the tools that are in there that I've got hold of, just to have a look to see if they'll help you in your day-to-day work as an electrician. Peace. Can't reach the stop button.